welcome back to the podcast. Today we're here with Kian, Owen,
Hello.
and Dan. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Hello.
Hello.
And in today's podcast, we'll be talking about Fight Club, directed by David Fincher. So, Dan, what was your first impressions on the movie?
Well, it's a David Fincher film. It's got to be perfect, so it was. I thought, because he's a bit of a perfectionist, David Fincher, right? And he's done a lot of films, kind of just like takes after takes off. Like if you've seen that thing from, I think, The Social Network, at the end he's just smashing a laptop over and over again.
Laptop smashing, yeah.
Yeah. So he's a bit of a perfectionist, but I loved Fight Club. It's definitely up there with my favourite films. So
you think
yeah,
his perfectionist makes his films?
Yeah, I mean it's quite different to a lot of. I think like Stanley Kubrick was also a perfectionist. He did takes like over and over, so that's quite. Yeah, I guess they got like similarities in there. But yeah, I thought it probably did improve it.
For the viewers that don't know who the director you just said, do you want to tell people the movies he's made?
Well, Owen seems to know about filmography, so I'll let him take this one.
Okay, David Fincher or Stanley Kubrick? I should do it.
David Fincher.
No. Wait, okay. Oh, well,
David Fincher.
So he actually started off his career by directing Alien 3, which he has like sort of said that it's his worst movie and he hates it, kind of thing.
Yeah, Alien 3 sucked.
Yeah, he had no like control over it creatively or anything like that. And then he did Seven, which is one of my personal favourites.
On Netflix, by the way.
We don't talk about it. It's crap. All right.
No. Okay, Seven's good. Okay, Seven's good. Next, he did The Game, I think, and then Panic Room, or Fight Club, then Panic Room. Anyway, the most popular one was Fight Club, obviously, which we'll talk about today. Then he did...
But it bombed at the box office. It didn't do that well.
No, yeah, it didn't do well at all.
To do.
I think Seven did okay. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button was next, and that was like, I haven't seen it. Apparently, it's really boring.
It was long.
Yeah. And then he did The Social Network. I think I missed one out here. And then he did Gone Girl. Thank you, Finley. And most recently he did Mank.
Yep.
By Orson Welles' screenwriter. Yeah.
And Daniel mentioned another director, Stanley Kubrick. Was it Stanley?
He's basically most famous for 2001, and you don't really need to know that much.
And The Shining.
Yeah. Okay, but like they're like his two major kind of like perfectionist films that people enjoy. Okay, we get it, but we're talking about today, all right? We're talking about Fight Club.
That's about Fight Club. That's Fight Club.
Just calm down, please. Right.
Okay, so then Owen, you've seen the film.
Yes.
What's your first impressions on it?
Here's the thing. So I liked it a lot, but I knew the twist beforehand because I always watched a video ages ago. I remember the twist before I even watched it. So that obviously ruined the experience for me because I was
obviously it's a good film, so you know.
But I can appreciate
your opinion is just subjectively wrong.
I can appreciate on a technical level how good of a film it is, especially like obviously by today's standards the CGI is not great, but like by then I think they did really well and used it very effectively, and the action was great, the cinematography I think amazing, and yeah, overall a pretty great film, but definitely not my best or my favourite from Fincher.
Well, our guest here is Kian. Kian, you saw the film not long ago. What was your first impressions of it?
To expand on what Owen said, we all knew that Darth Vader was Luke's dad, but that movie is still amazing. To help Daniel's point here.
Wrong movie.
I'll accept that. Accept that.
Yeah, that's a decent one.
Therefore making the movie amazing. Well, not amazing. It's not Interstellar level, but it's amazing.
As you can tell, he does not do film studies, but that's okay.
I do geography.
Also, just to mention, right? You've ruined our entire channel, right? It's called ThreeCameramen for a reason, Kian. What are you doing?
Okay, Daniel, I can respond to that.
Ruined the entire channel.
Daniel, you're relevant, so there is only three people here.
Okay.
You're relevant, Daniel. It's just 3 people here.
Okay.
All you have is a mic. All you have is a mic.
Okay,
That's all you have.
It's better than what
Let's
you
get
got,
back
Ian,
to
right?
David Fincher and
It's
Fight
better
Club.
than what you got.
Finley. So the only person we haven't heard anything from yet is you about your opinions on Fight Club. Tell us.
Well, coming into the movie, I thought it was just going to be a normal narrative, just the regular, tell the story from the start to the end. I was clueless to the plot twist near the end. Obviously, the plot twist was amazing. And what I'd say, definitely the acting I thought was really nice, good in it. Like, so the scene with Brad Pitt and what's the other guy? The main other guy.
Edward
What's his
Norton.
name? Norton. When they're having their first ever fight scene.
Yeah.
Having their first ever fight scene. Edward Norton got told by the director to hit Brad Pitt in the ear, but Brad Pitt never knew that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a really good way to improv because it showed,
It was a more genuine reaction.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was really cool. And
Helena Bonham Carter.
the whole narrative of the whole movie, of it being a fight club and starting up, and then it was just his insomnia that was taken over at the end.
I think I was going to say
Insomnia is a different film by Nolan.
Helena Bonham Carter, I think, did a really great job, like portraying this, like, because this is why the film didn't really work for me with the ending, and especially scenes like I feel like the whole thing didn't really match up quite with the twist. But you know how like she's sort of oblivious to the fact that the narrator doesn't know who he is, but then she isn't.
Yeah, no, I did think when what's her name, the one that smoked, that smoked.
Helena Bonham Carter's character. I can't remember. I think it's like Liz or something. I can't remember the name.
Liz, yeah. It did confuse me a bit, like when she was saying, "Oh, I've been having sex with Edward Norton, not Brad Pitt," and I thought it was a bit like that. Just
some of
didn't
those
really
elements
work.
just didn't really work for me. Yeah.
No.
But the main thing that didn't work for me was the ending. I don't get me wrong. The final shot with the music in the background is sick, like really good. But the whole shooting himself in the mouth thing and still surviving that. But
we haven't talked about the reason yet, right? So obviously, spoilers if you don't know the ending. But like,
Don't click this video if you don't watch it.
Yeah, but like the whole twist of Fight Club is that Tyler Durden and he's just called the narrator. They're basically the same person, and Tyler Durden's kind of like embodies what he wants to do ultimately, and then the narrator's kind of just like the boring aspect of him. So that's kind of like the main twist at the end. And also the Helena Bonham Carter character is called Maria Singh.
Maria. Okay. But the thing is, right, explain this to me, Daniel. How, when the narrator shoots himself in the head, in the mouth, how did he survive that and then like get up completely fine, and then somehow Tyler's dead from that? How's that work?
You don't know if he survives that.
He gets up off the chair and stands up.
Okay, but you have like you got like different lobes in the brain, right?
Different lobes in the he is right.
Like you have different parts. He shot the part that had like Tyler, like all the negative part of him in the brain, and the rest of him survived. Maybe, I don't know.
But the explanation that's given that he gets shot like only through the mouth, so, like he goes like through his like cheek here.
So this film, right? It's got the big fat guy, right?
Yes.
He's actually Meatloaf in real life. So it's kind of like it probably helped kickstart his career. Yeah, he's Meatloaf, the guy that plays Robert or Bob or whatever, the one that dies.
It was a fat suit.
He's Meatloaf. Nah, he's actually just obese.
Does he have that syndrome? What do we call it?
He just loves McDonald's.
But
yeah.
I mean,
I swear it's called something.
He was actually pretty good in the film. No, he was good.
Yeah, he was. And Jared Leto also. Angels.
I think casting Brad Pitt, is quite typically like sort of the ideal man in like popular culture.
Yeah.
And having him portray this sort of idea of masculinity was a really smart move, I think.
Yeah. Especially when Edward Norton's character was more of a weak man in a way. He cried a lot, and Brad Pitt never cried because he wasn't alive.
I always felt like I couldn't really like connect to these characters that much, surprisingly enough. Like I felt like the film was like.
I mean, you're the one that loves murder here. You can't.
Owen, do you know what
you've got
happens in the
connected on
movie?
murdering characters.
Owen, how can you not
No.
connect the same person?
You literally connected to a serial killer last week in No Country for Old Men.
Yeah,
How are you, suddenly not connected
I'm
to
more
people
talking
that
about.
blow up buildings.
I'm more talking about the pacing of the film. I loved fast-paced films. I love fast-paced films. And
You should watch Fast and Furious.
Actually, I'll make sure to do that. In the film, some scenes are brushed over really quickly.
Like which one?
No, I'm just like when
Like
he's
which
going
one?
around to all the support groups, and like that transition from trying it out to doing it is so fast. And then he's met whatever her name is.
Tubby
Then
boy.
he's found Tyler. Then he's done this. Then he's done that. I couldn't really like.
You like fast-paced films, and now you're having a go because it's too fast-paced.
The thing is,
Owen, that's how movies work. It's one thing
if you
happens,
listen to
and then
what I
another thing
said,
happens,
when you
and then
interrupted
another
me,
thing happens.
You would have heard that I said I usually love fast-paced films, apart from this one. That if you listen to what I was saying,
Keep this in a podcast.
But like you haven't got a good reason to do it. Like they brush over it because they want it to be fast paced because they want you to think.
But it was almost too fast paced on scenes that needed more like slow down, and it was too slow on scenes that needed longer.
Wait, guys, can we roll back on that? It needed more slow down.
So talking about like kind of the pacing of the film, like it is already like 2 hours 20. I felt like if they would have slowed it down, it could have been a 3-hour film. And then like obviously David Fincher's made mistakes like with like the Curious Case of Benjamin Button or whatever.
Yeah,
I feel like it definitely benefited from being like sub 3 hours or sub 2.5 hours.
Well, this is what I mean. This is why I much prefer films like Gone Girl or Seven, because I feel like, for example, Seven uses slowness effectively as it comes.
But I thought you like fast-paced movies.
I do. I prefer fast-paced movies. This movie shouldn't have been as fast-paced as it was. What I really mean is, it brushed over some more important scenes and was slower on less important scenes. And I feel like
how was the group important scene?
Because that's when it starts. That's when it gets instigated. That this sort of double.
The important scene is when they fight. They fight each other, and how they met.
No, but like
those were the important scenes.
Sometimes like that goes over really quickly as well. So that's what I mean.
It's all about him being mental, though, isn't it? So I was initially like pretty hooked on this film, like near the beginning, like in the first half, because the cinematography was so unique. I think there's a bit where he's like kind of planning out his empty room from like his dull life or whatever, and there's just like they all like pop into frame with like all the price tags or whatever. I thought that was like really unique and stuff. That was like a really clever effect. I thought the cinematography throughout was really clever, just because of like the way it was shot and just like having, you got like the similarities with them having the briefcase on the plane. So it should be kind of obvious the first time you watch it that they're the same person, but you just don't kind of make those connections until the final reveal.
The film also has that really iconic shot of Marla smoking in one of the support meetings, and I think that's just like another example of how great the cinematography in this film is, and also how appropriate it is for a story like this. It's quite gritty, quite dark, lots of use like greens and blues, but
it kind of like draws a line between. I mean, like I don't laugh at mass murder. Owen does. It kind of draws a line between like gritty drama and comedy in this film.
It does.
There are moments when it kind of tries both. I think it actually works really well. It gels quite well.
I think this is actually more of his like one of David Fincher's like most funny films, ironically.
Yeah.
It
is one of his earliest films as well. It's one of his early ones.
If this didn't have any humour in it, I feel like it would be a bit too gritty for me. Or a bit too
realistic.
Yeah. But would you say this is your favourite Fincher film, Daniel?
Me personally, yeah, 100%.
Really?
I haven't seen that many of his. I've seen Gone Girl, I've seen Seven, Fight Club, Social Network. I'd say definitely Fight Club first, and then Social Network is a close second.
Okay. What about you, Finley? Is this one of your favourite Fincher films?
I would definitely say Gone Girl, my favourite out of his. And then probably Fight Club. Yeah.
I would say, okay, so here's my sort of. I've seen 5 of his. I'm doing a little ranking. Okay, so And 5 would be Mank.
Number 5.
Number 5 would be Mank. Purely
Number
because
4.
it has the less.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com. So at number 5, I'll say Mank, which is his latest film. Purely because I think it's the most sort of mundane of his, and has the least like action in it. And just for that reason alone, that'd be my number 5. Number 4 would be 7. Number 3.
Wait, I gotta say number 4. Wait.
I'm surprised actually. I thought you'd rank 7 over 5.
Number 4.
Okay, yeah. Number 4 would be actually no, not 7. No, number 4 would be Fight Club. I think. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just one of my least favorite.
Number 3.
Number 3 would be 7. I would say.
Number 2.
Number 2 would be The Social Network, and number 1 would be Gone Girl. I think.
Okay, you're wrong, but that's a good list.
I mean, like, because even with like again with Gone Girl, I knew one of the middle twists in the film. It was still amazing, like regardless of that.
All right, so that about wraps up the 3 or 4 Cameramen podcast for today. Can we get some ratings from Kian?
I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. And secondly, it's still 3 cameramen and just 1 specialist.
Yeah, please get it right, Daniel. Come on.
Okay. All right, Owen, can we get a rating from you?
Yeah, it's a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10.
Okay, Finney?
Yeah, I'd also give it a 8 out of 10 actually. Yeah.
Okay, well, you got it wrong. It's a 10 out of 10. So then that wraps it up. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. Why are we waving? They can't see the face cam.